Yo, it's What If, or _4 with today's video. Continuing with Magic the Gathering and the lore, I will give it a couple minutes before I start getting into it, just because I need to rearrange myself. Grab some water. I'll be back in a sec. I bought some sleeves, these perfect Japanese ones. Meant to be perfect fit. I'm going to sleeve up all my stuff. Maybe I'll chop off a couple cards that I got from my Strixhaven booster pack. And yeah, I will also give info on why I'm in my house still. So I'll see you in a sec. Alright, I'm back. Water is full, you can hear from the thump. Let me just plug my headphones in. That's all going. Set up stream, so everything's showing off. A big fat 0 for my views. Also noticed I got some comments on an older art stream. Pretty sure they're scams. Fairly certain it was 2 different named accounts referring to something called like Extra Academy or something, which seemed quite scam-like. Anyway. Well, hold on. Let me just switch my properties. No, it's in the right thing.
Today, I will tell you about the story of Toda, a powerful...
Okay. That should be good, I think. Hello. Right. Before we get into that, I do want to start actually sorting out my cards. So let me just grab some sleeves. How easy is it to open? I meant to open it from the bottom very clearly. Still haven't got my Gilgamesh sleeves back, unfortunately. I do apologise. That you don't get to see that. They're pretty nice as well. That's the unfortunate bit. Alright. First off, I just want to show you the best card I got. To brag, essentially. Oh, just slip right in there. So the best card I got, I don't think it's bent, in like perfect condition essentially, is this beautiful Emeritus of Ideation from my Commander Boost pack extended art. It is beautiful, it really is. Can we... It's so nice. If you don't know what the Emeritus of Ideation does, it is a 5 mana card, 3 colours, 2 blue. It is a creature, human wizard, with flying and ward 2. But this creature enters prepared. Whenever it attacks, you may exile 8 cards from your graveyard, and if you do, it becomes prepared. Target player draws 3 cards is the Ancestral Recall ability, which is 1 mana. So for 1 blue mana, every time he attacks, he can draw you a card, essentially. So essentially, my understanding is what you want is a deck that wants you to kill a lot of things to put it into your graveyard, and gets benefits from either moving zones, especially from moving to exile, but nonetheless. Maybe like a card, like an enchantment, if there are any, which is like each card you exile gives you ... gives you X plus X plus X, where X is the number of cards you've exiled times 2 or some bullshit like that. Yeah, that is the nicest card I got. I'll show you the second best in a second, but first, let's grab the premium art sleeves that I got from the Magic event. Oh my goodness. Also, I keep getting told I look like what's his name? Hedon. Oh, that's beautiful. Sleeved up, and on the back you've got the fucking Lorwyn dragons. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it. That's so cool. Okay. I want to put it up somewhere, but I don't have anywhere. So sad. While I re-sleeve this card, because I sleeved a card or two in the premium packs just to make sure they wouldn't get damaged before I get the thing. Let's leave this one up first. Give me a sec. I got Insurrection in Avatar, the scene foils. I forget what they're called. That's pretty nice. It's a cool Insurrection, isn't it? Just immediately put that away. I'm feeling like green, blue, red might be a good combo. Not sure how good it is, actually, but I don't know. It's what I've got my eye on. Did not realise also when I got it that Insurrection was a mythic. Did not know that. But it is a lot of mana. It is 8 mana, 3 red, 5 normal. Sorcery. Untap all creatures and gain control of them until end of turn. These gain haste until end of turn. So essentially, if you're the last player and you play this fucking thing, everyone will kill you. No, you'll take all of their creatures and then you'll just be able to kill everyone on this fucking thing. It's amazing. Amazing card. It's also a great way to pull a Voltron deck out of its own ass. If your entire build is Voltron and then you get this card, everyone else's Voltrons become your Voltron. Well, no, the tokens you have to get past become completely irrelevant. But yeah, I love, honestly, having Emeritus Evaluation in person is just so nice. But yeah, those are my only like rare ones. I have a couple more that I'm like looking into. I'm gonna need to sleeve this. Let me show you my mythical archives as well. All of my mythical archives are cheap as shit, but that's fine. That's fine. We're chilling. First off, we have Return the Favor. Return the Favor in foil. It's a rare with the it's a rare instant, 2 red mana with Spree. Choose one or more additional costs for 1 extra mana. Both of them are 1 extra mana, and both of them, the 2 of them are copy target instant spell, sorcery spell, activated ability, or triggered ability. You may choose new targets for the copy, and then +1 to change the target target spell or ability with a single target. Not too bad. Imagine having this alongside some of the other cards like Brotherhood's End. That was another sorcery I got. Yeah, I'm gonna switch now that someone's viewed my video. I will start moving over to actually watching the content. But I will show you one last card after I explain Brotherhood's End, and then I can like sleeve stuff off while we listen. So Brotherhood's End is a rare myth. What are they called? Is yellow rare? I think it is. Oh, so the other one was an uncommon. Okay, so the rare Brotherhood's End is a 1 mana and 2 red mana sorcery spell with choose 1. Brotherhood's End either deals 3 damage to each creature in each planeswalker, or you can destroy all artifacts with mana value 3 or less. So any artifact enemies, get their asses. This would have been great in a previous fight match I had with someone because they got a bunch of indestructible artifacts. Ironically, I still won because I had a green trampling deck. So pretty fire. I think it was green, red, blue. I think that's correct. Esper deck. Yeah, really nice card. I do like the Bloodless War as a whole. It's pretty cool. The Phyrexians scenes are there, so it's all neat. But then the final, because I managed to get 3 Mystical Archive scrolls, and none of them were worth anything. But this final one is pretty cool. I got a Japanese Mystical Archive scroll. I think these are guaranteed. I'm fairly certain. Which is, what's it in Japanese? It's called like knockback or something. If this was an instant, it would not be worth as little as it is. But it's a sorcery that causes you to... Let me think, hold on. You deal, like, it gives you +1/+1 and then you, like, fight back or something. Hold on. Let me just go down the right spot. Let's bring it up for a second, hold on. Knockout maneuver. This card. So this is the other appearance of it. This is the cheapest of all the Mystical Archive spells. Genuinely, it's the cheapest one you can get. And this is the cheapest, or the second cheapest, of the Japanese ones. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature control, then it deals damage equal to its power to target creature and opponent controls. If that was an instant, imagine how good it would be. That would be phenomenal. Sorry, I forgot to show you. So this is my card. This is the other version of it. The 2 cheapest. Well, this is the cheapest, and this is the second cheapest one of the Mystical Archive spells. But it's still pretty cool. Let's move out to the side for a second. Where are we this time? So we're going to be doing... oh, it's not coming up. Give me a second. Who is Joda, the Archmage Eternal? I feel like I should give you a rundown, Prashant, real quick as to why I'm still in my room. Unfortunately, due to the heat wave, my train got cancelled. So, I mean, that's kind of it. That's literally it. My train got cancelled. Couldn't go to Wales, so I'm now back here. What the fuck? How did you close in the first place? What? I'm so lost. Tremendously so, in fact. I'm just closing a box and it's being weird. I'm just closing my premium art sleeves that I got from that event. Anyway. I just showed off some of the cards I got from the Strixhaven thing. And now we're going to watch this real quick. So. I didn't think it was really bad where I am. But unfortunately, because I was traveling across my country, I don't know how it was there. I don't know what the weather forecast was looking like. Basically, half of the trains there were cancelled completely, and the other half were disrupted. Sorry, half of the final, like one of the final 2 trains I had to take, were completely cancelled, and the other half were disrupted, which meant either I was going to get like fucking stranded, several hours from where I am, or something else. Yeah. It's really annoying, but honestly, afterwards, I felt so much better. I'm kind of glad I didn't have to go. On a positive note, though, for you, I will be making the Gurren Lagann, the Gurren Lagann and Lisangan real soon. So, yeah. Just pick out which one you prefer, and I'll probably focus on that one if you want. I haven't even opened up the boxes yet, because I thought I was going to go, so I thought it'd be a bit of a mess if I did that. Oh, well. Yeah. If you see me looking down, by the way, I've just gotten some sleeves for my Magic the Gathering cards. So I'm sleeving up some of like the pre-non-sleeve stuff. I asked them for a refund, and then I got responded with, I'm going to check what the refund policy is. Do a coin flip. You know what? Hold on. I've got a coin right here. Let me just sleeve up Momo's Heist. Put that to the side for a second. Did not get my gill sleeves yet. They still haven't returned them to me because I left them on the thing. These are just normal sleeves, and I've got my premium ones as well. What coin should we use? You can see I like Pokemon. We got Dragonite, Lucario, weird cat thing that I can't remember the name of, Quaxley, Pikachu, Fenrit, the Night Duck, I forget the name, Farfetch'd, and one of the ice cream gals. I don't know how far that is for you, so I'm just going to choose Dragonite. Let's just go for this one. It's relatively normal sized. Alright. Heads will be Gurren Lagann because it's covered in faces, and tails will be the Lisangan because it's black. Lucario. Okay. Let me grab the Lucario coin then. Hold on. Okay, that's the Lucario coin for you. Give that a quick toss and turn. So yeah, heads, Gurren Lagann, tails, Lisangan. Tails, Lisangan. If you want me to redo that one, do tell, but the coin has spoken as well. So I guess next stream, or the stream after that, will be Lisangan. Alright. Nice and comfortable. Let me grab my box of cards so I can continue sleeving them up while we watch the video. And let's get started.
Hello folks, and welcome to the lair. Hello folks, and welcome to the lair. Today, I will tell you about the story of Joda, a powerful archmage from Teresiare and protagonist of an entire narrative arc of Magic's lore,
I'm glad you're
the
fine
Ice
with
Age Cycle. Written by Jeff Grubb and divided into 3 books that were published between 1999 and 2000. The time of this cycle spans across millennia, and
I know that the Ice Age cycle, I assume it's connected to Kaldheim and stuff like that, because I remember I had a friend who played against me using a snow deck, and that's where I started learning about that. I know that Magic had an Ice Age after Mishra set off the the bowl. I forget what his name is. The same bowl that they destroyed in the Phyrexian saga. But I am curious what went on there. So this guy's like the main character of it, did he say?
written by an entire narrative arc of Magic's lore, the Ice Age Cycle. And in order to keep things as easy to follow as possible, we will focus particularly on the character of Joda and on his travels, rather than introducing a whole lot of other characters in detail.
Chill.
The cycle will be spread over 3 short videos, and in today's episode we will explore the first book of this cycle, The Gathering Dark. As I've mentioned in the last video, the effects of the blast that
I will have to look for the other videos at some point, I think. I do still think that after this video, unless this is really bloody interesting, and it really tickles your giblets, I think after it, I will be moving over to... what should I call it? I'm probably going to move over to the video on Jace. And I'll save the other one for later, probably. Oh, goodness, I've got so many cards to go through. Okay, let's go back.
The Brothers' War were utterly disastrous, both from the people
is it not Mishra? Sorry, I don't know why Mishra is the name that came to me.
Dominaria, and possibly even more so for the land itself. Indeed, the immense amount of uncontrolled energy released by the Gogolthian Silex irreversibly altered the
Gogolthian
balance of the
Silex,
global
that's it.
climate system and led the world into an ice age that lasted for over 2,000 years, from
Nice.
450 AR to 2934 AR. It is in 413 AR, towards the end of the so-called Dark Age, about 4 decades prior to the official beginning of the Ice Age and nearly 350 years after the blast, that Joda was born to a wealthy family in the Giva province, formerly Argiv, on Teresiare.
So he's not having the anime
To tell
style
you the
of
truth,
fucking
Joda was
dead
no
parents.
ordinary man. In fact, it was a direct descendant to Urza, and the blood of the two brothers ran through his veins.
Oh shit. That's kinda
However,
fire.
because of the Dark Age ever-lengthening winters and the over-farming of the available lands by the other families in the area, the wealth of Joda's family soon began to decline, and they had to abandon their estate as he was just a young man. After that, Joda soon discovered that he was able to channel white
Why is he black here? Wait, no, different person.
and to hone his magical skills, he was later apprenticed by Voshka, a wandering red mage from Care Ridges on Teresiare.
Okay.
The
so he's a
man
red
also
wire.
gifted Joda with a mysterious magical mirror, which later on would play a very important role in the boy's life.
Reflecting mirror.
In 430 AR, Joda and his mentor are captured by the Church of Tal.
Okay, I swear to God that image, sorry, this one, is of one of the guilds. That is the guild of black, white, and blue, I think. I believe. I could be wrong, but I'm fairly certain.
In 430 AR, Joda and his mentor are captured by the Church of Tal, a group of religious fundamentalists rejecting magic in all its forms. Joda manages to escape and wanders in the region for a while, trying in vain to reunite with Voshka. It was during these travels that one day, to flee from a group of goblins, Joda had to hide himself inside the water of a curious and long-abandoned fountain. As you might have guessed already, these were no ordinary waters, and their magical powers hugely slowed down Joda's aging, making him practically immortal. Eventually, Joda learns that Voshka...
In the 4 minutes and 11 seconds that Hikari activated his domain, he was effectively immortal. What guild? It was white, black, and blue, I think. It's the one where they're like... Hold on. It's one of Ravnica's guilds, right? Ravnica guilds. I don't remember. I don't think it was the House of Demir. No, I was wrong. I think it's just the white-black one. I think it's the Orzhov one. Hold on. Maybe? I think it was Orzhov because I could have sworn seeing the entrance to it in the guild, the video that we watched on guilds and magic and stuff. This one. They would rather have strength than build magic. I don't think that was it. It was the one where they were like the bank and you couldn't even leave when you died, and they had like a bunch of souls of people running the guild. And the woman, I forget who it was, took over after a bunch of people died. At least a different guy used that in one of his videos. So it could be that I'm thinking of a different thing. Maybe it's a different card. Who knows?
Joda and his mentor are captured by the Church of Tal, a group of religious fundamentalists rejecting magic in all its forms.
Yep.
Joda manages to escape and wanders in the region for a while, trying in vain to reunite with Voshka. It was during these travels...
But those guys, yes, they would rather have strength than build magic. I do think a lot of the times the reasons why they have those strength versus magic things is just because magic is inherently talent-based. Like, more often than not, you need to have high talent to be good at magic, and basically all the untalented at magic people come together and are like, haha, fucking nerds, and then they start making fun of them, essentially. At least that's how it seems to me normally. It's also easier early on. Like, it's an easier to build, like, early on stat, so to speak, compared to other characters. At the peak of your strength, magic is important, but at the bottom of it, it's like kind of whatever.
That one day, to flee from a group of goblins, Joda had to hide himself inside the water of a curious and long-abandoned fountain. As you might have guessed already, these were no ordinary waters, and their magical powers hugely slowed down Joda's aging, making him practically immortal. Eventually, Joda learns that Voshka has been executed by representatives of the church, and, distressed by the news, he decides to head to the City of Shadows alongside another mage, Seema, who later becomes Joda's first wife.
Oh shit!
The city was a refuge for prostituted mages located in Lat Nam, the largest of the several islands west of ancient Teresiare and Dominaria, which had survived the destruction of the war and for thousands of years functioned as training grounds for many of the world's best mages.
Nice.
Halfway through his journey, Joda is captured by a merfolk.
I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of like Celtic references in the story, because the City of Shadows is based on a specific location in Celtic stories where the main warriors of the age were trained, such as Cuckoo Lane, I think Diarmid, I know Fergus was, and so on and so forth.
Trades the poor men to the Ragman in exchange for the Coral Helm.
I am the Ragman. I have all the rags.
Harming him, however, the Ragman unexpectedly takes Joda through a safe haven to the Conclave of Mages, an impressive citadel built on the ruins of what remained of the Monastery of Jix, home to the brother of the Jix during the years of the Brothers' War. The Conclave was surrounded by the Maze of Ith and functioned as an alternate to the City of Shadows on Lat Nam. The young man is confused at this point, but certainly relieved to have found a group of fellow mages from which to learn and improve his magical skills.
Nice.
Joda succeeds in the test that the ruler of the Conclave, Marcel the Pretender, had set up for him, as successfully enrolls in his secret community. However, without knowing it, Joda had actually become a pawn in the intrigues between powerful wizards of the Conclave. The Ragman had been sent by Lord Ith, the former ruler of the Conclave, now a prisoner of Marcel's and kept in a cage over the bottomless pit, located deep below the building. On the other hand, Marcel himself thought that he could use Joda's power too. His aim was to convince the young man to open a planar portal to somewhere outside of this world, a place known as the Darklands that Joda's ancestor Jarsil, the grandson of Urza, had supposedly visited without ever coming back, and from which Marcel thought that he could gain an immense power. However, probably for the best, all the plotting was cut short by a massive assault on the Conclave led by the Church of Tal. Amidst the confusion, Joda reunites with Seema, who has tracked him down after his kidnapping, and the two are now taken directly to its prison by the Ragman. Joda, who has taken pity over the old mage, frees Lord Ith, who, however, having been driven insane by his time over the pit, goes on a full-on murderous rampage that results in the death of both Marcel and the Ragman.
Oh shit.
When everything seems to be lost, Joda uses the magical mirror that Voshka had given to him and manages to force Ith to come back to his senses, thus stopping the onslaught. Although
so the mirror is
actually
like, yeah man, just log in, chill down. We have things to do. Can't be doing all that.
In the church, the Conclave itself was in ruins. Ith, finally free from his cage, decides to depart on a journey rather than rebuilding the citadel, and the mages follow Joda and Seema to the City of Shadows.
Nice. Sounds like everything went well. Rel?
Thank you for watching this episode of my Magic the Gathering.
Oh shit, that was way shorter than I was expecting it to be. Well, I mean, it's 6 minutes and I didn't yap like crazy there. Obviously, it's an interesting story, that's for sure. I just want to... Hold on, let me just put this away real quick. Waterbender's Restoration. So, yeah, we know that it's during the Frost Ages. Stuff like this probably isn't quite the case during the Frost Ages. So I imagine it's a lot more iced over. We have people who don't really want to go for him. I mean, clearly during this period of time, mages just aren't really respected. Although, based on his first interaction with mages, maybe the opinion is with reason. The same way how, Shrek is, in fact, he fits the stereotypes. Who knows? Then, if we skip forward a bit more, what? We have the Fountain of Youth. So that is interesting that it is like that. There is straight up a fucking Fountain of Youth. First rains that fell over Dominaria, sorry. I mean, that's pretty cool, just in general. To be fair, if League of Legends didn't have its own story, I would actually say that it's probably one of those things that might actually be a good combo with Magic. Would always have short lore. I think so. After all, not many people can really live during that time, so it's mostly just survival. So yeah, I guess it makes sense. Even if it were a teensy bit disappointing that we can't get like a whole bunch of lore on it. Just realized I put something in a sleeve that really didn't need to be in a sleeve, so let's just bring that back out real quick. I'd love to one day sleeve like every card I own, but it feels a bit ridiculous to do that. Just gonna do res and above, and foil ones as well. That's everything on that side. I'll start looking on the other side. But yeah, I mean, Fountains of Youth certainly are interesting. As with standard, though, when it comes to storytelling, only the people who don't aim for things get them, which is always sad, because then it becomes a whole story of how actually immortality is really bad and stuff, which, I don't know, it always feels like it's a bit of an arse pull. It's just like people trying to give excuses for the reasons why they don't live for long, rather than them actually saying that life is worth living or something. But maybe that's my own fear of death coming out. Anyway, but yeah, you can already tell I like being alive. I don't mind it being long. I don't understand it when they go over the top of characters being like, oh yeah, they'd hate to, die or be immortal. I really like Sandman for that reason. I feel like I've mentioned this on stream before, but in the Sandman show, I haven't watched the whole thing. I've watched short clips of it, but one of my favorite clips that I saw of it was when Sandman gives this dude immortality, and he just keeps coming back to him no matter how bad life gets, and he's like, yeah, life is still worth living. I don't want it to end. Oh, everyone's dead, I'm all alone, I still want to keep living. I've still got so much more left to live for. Love that idea, love that mentality. I think most people should have that. I think it's demented that people don't. I feel like it's a massive psyop that people will keep using, and if we eventually do learn how to give people immortality, it's going to be the reason people have for just not getting immortality. But anywho, enough of that. This is his wife. Are you sure this is his wife? Because she looks very different in the other image. Maybe I'm tripping balls, but hold on. So if we go down to... Where was it? Not if it's freed. This one, Assault on the Conclave. If we assume that this is in fact Joda, this feels like it might be the wrong person. I'll just go back here and just listen. What does he call her? Hold on.
Later becomes Joda's first wife. The city was a refuge for another mage, Seema, who later became...
Okay, that's Seema.
Probably for the best, all the plotting was cut short by a massive assault on the conclave led by the Church of Tal. Amidst the confusion, Joda reunites with Seema, who is...
That's not... Okay, either she's not Seema or the other one is not Seema. Either way, this is just... Anyway. Treating one is... Yeah, it would be quite nice. Yeah, there are obviously negatives. People love to pull... I have a friend or two who love to pull this card of, well, actually, if we were immortal, we would go insane. However, I do have a counter argument to that, which is the existence of cancer. I promise you, I am going somewhere with this. But the existence of a cancer implies that humanity would not stay the same biologically if they were immortal. Which essentially, what I'm trying to say is, if you're immortal, your body would just, over time, depending on the type of immortality, of course, would just eventually evolve. Like, your body would just evolve to better suit whatever's going on. Your brain would evolve. As long as it's not like a stagnant type of immortality, where it's just a time button essentially. But yeah. Anyway, that's enough of me calling the idea of immortality. There are two Simas, yes. Or he just chose two random cards of things that might generally relate to this guy. I'll give a quick look up in a second. I've sleeved up all of my cards that are just like, you know, important to me in the sense of foil or rare above. I've got quite a few sleeves left, so I'll leave that to the side. Hold on. There we go. All right. Let's look up Seema real quick just to confirm how she's actually meant to look. Somehow I don't think this is her. All right. MT. Seema MTG. That is the Sarima. That is Tylee Chi Blocker. Seema Yi Scheming Strategist. That is an woman. That is Layla. Sammy. Prime Speaker Vanifir. Yeah. I mean, if you're just long-lived but your body continues aging as normal, then it's bad. Because then you spend millennia being a broken shell of a person until humanity gets good enough cybernetics where you can just rebuild your own body. And then eventually at the end of the universe, you have your problem of you are a robot who can't repair yourself anymore. Unless, of course, humans start making like pocket dimensions and shit where you can keep your stuff. So, I mean, there is that. Then, youth isn't the best if you're too young. Honestly, around my age or a little bit older would be fine for youth, as long as it's just the idea of your age is stagnant. You don't like age further. You could probably still die from natural diseases though in that one, so there is that. And it's one of those things you have to think through properly, to be honest. All honesty, Deadpool's is probably the best one. Especially given the fact that he is a mutant, or he is constantly mutating via cancer, means that he would eventually outdevelop his own body and become a new being and actually keep up with the rest of humanity, which is quite good. So what's his... Sorry, let me confirm. What is his name again? Joda. Alright. MTG Joda. Click on the fandom page. Fandom, birthplace, relatives, spouse. So his two wives. So this is Seema. Does Seema, Joda's wife, have any art? The answer is no. And then his other wife is delegated to the all the characters chart. Okay. Hold on, let's click it one more time just to confirm. Yeah. All right. So neither of them have arts themselves. So degradation immortality, but can cancel its effect if new flesh were to attack. I'm a little bit confused on what that means. But alright.
Thank you for watching this. We will continue next time with the story of Joda by looking at the next book of the cycle, The Eternal.
This is 2022, so I could try and see if he's got a playlist real quick. he genuinely might not have anything specifically on the rest of Joda's stuff. Yeah, all of his stuff's from 4 years ago, 3 years ago. If I go into Magic the Gathering lore real quick, maybe there's something there. Okay, so here's Joda. Elish predicted. Upcoming completed Planeswalker. Okay. The Great Mending in the Planeswalker Spark. Somehow I don't think that's the... Sorry about that. That's the video we're looking for. Okay, so I don't think he's got any more videos on it. I guess we will go back to Jace Bellerin. This is a story. And then I can finally get around to getting Tarkir Dragonstorm done, which I'm looking forward to. And I'll try and find some Strixhaven before those videos. Sorry, or after those videos, so that we can watch that immediately after. He either dies or becomes a puddle. Jesus Christ. That's crazy. It means his body degrades as time goes by, but he can cancel it by attaching... Oh, okay. Oh, so at the end of time, he basically would just lose his body. He just fucking gets atomized. Okay, what about skeleton? Does he just still have the original skeleton he has, or is it just the flesh that's affected by time? I wonder. But kind of interesting. Maybe his actual path is meant to be that he becomes a lich. That Dragonstorm artwork is crazy. They're all peak. I love the Dragonstorms. I have a couple Dragonstorms, the corroding one, and the green, the white, and the black one, and they look great, in my opinion. All right, let's get into Jace because I know he's he is the actual main character of Magic. We just watched a short snippet of the main character of the Ice Age, so now it's this. I would also love if they went back to the ice, the whole body except brain. Oh, okay. So we can just reattach with people's skeletons. Fair enough. Would does he eventually just go brain dead in that case, or is the brain? Oh, you're saying except the brain isn't degrading. Gotcha. Jace's complete history. Yeah, I mean that's an hour and 8 minutes. Was there anything I wanted to check beforehand? I don't think so. So let's just get right into it.
Imagine finding yourself one step away from the end. Everything around you loses meaning.
Oh, that's what it was. For the future stuff, I do hope that there is any set based on the Ice Age for Magic. I would like more Ice Age sets. But I also want like underwater sets. That'd be cool. I kind of wish there was a fate collab between the Gathering. Like in one, he attaches a deer head on his body, a leg of a deer, and a monkey arm. What a combo! What a combo! Life must be tough though, because it requires there to be something else that's living for him to survive. Truly, for that guy in particular, I hope that that we get pocket dimensions in the future, because otherwise, his life is going to be terrible if he doesn't just have like a farm in his back, in his pocket, whatever.
So dear to you offers a precious, though not sufficient consolation, inevitably destined to run out too soon. In those brief moments that separate you from the non-existence, you contemplate the years that have passed, the experience that you've lived, the lovers you've lost, and the choices you've not made.
This feels like the intro for the other guy. How is this Jace? Unless Jace is actually Joda. Dun dun dun.
If only you could go back for a few moments and change things. How many countless other roads you could have taken. How many words you could have the courage to say. And how many precious moments you could value. Alas, it is too late now. There is no more time. Your life is ending, and the eternal nothingness awaits you. Imagine, however, of not being alone in this. Your love is with you, which, now that you think about it, makes everything so much more difficult and hard.
Did Jace fuck a fish? It better not be that this image is meant to represent what he's talking about, because that means that Jace fucks a fish.
Heartbreaking. There is no time for this. The little you had almost over. Now imagine yourself tasting your own tears on your cheeks, while a sigh filled with resignation exhales from your mouths. You're scared and not ready, but at least there is time for one last moment of life. Imagine feeling the warmth of your lover's breath while your trembling lips touch each other helplessly in a last, fleeting attempt to escape your destiny.
Hold on, what the fuck happened to Jace? Genuinely, what in the fuck happened to him that this is his intro?
Imagine,
Fucking
however,
hell.
that waiting for you there is not the usual soft and sweet lips that you
I fucking get it, man. Fish are great. Although his girlfriend seems to have lips, which implies that she's not a fish.
would recognize amongst thousands, but the bitter taste of unspeakable lies. Imagine feeling
What is going on?
pierced as if by a dagger that burns like ice. And then you would hear her voice, sneaky and unknown, whispering like a sentence in your ear. The words you hear are as sharp as a sword and as cold as metal.
Yeah.
They are alien words, as well as the being who pronounces them.
For the glory of new Phyrexia.
Hold on, what the fuck is happening? Is this when he got Phyrexified? Why are we starting off with the Phyrexia intro? Alright, well, part 1 Origins. Crazy way to start that off in New Phyrexia, but...
What we have just heard could be defined as the epilogue of this sad story.
We are like an hour away from that specific thing, right? Yeah, we are literally almost an hour away from that. Alright, well...
The finale of a journey that lasted many lives and shaped many worlds. But to fully understand it, we will have to go...
I fuck with this scene. I assume Jason's whole shtick is that there's like many variants of him. Or that, I don't know, he changes appearance a lot or something. I don't know, changes timelines. Because this is kind of... The idea of those rows in front of him is kind of fun.
Back to time immemorial and take a closer look at the life of a young boy on the plain of Ren. Jace Bellerin was his name, and Silmot's Crossing his birthplace. From the earliest years of his life, it was clear to everyone that the young Jace possessed a very rare gift: telepathy. In order to educate the young boy and direct his talents,
Telepathy is great, but also kind of just useless. I don't really... I feel like I care too much about how people think now, let alone if I had telepathy. It's just like... Yeah, I wouldn't want it.
Jace's father took him to Almaret,
Especially
a
not
local
constant.
sphinx-shaped sorcerer who acted as an impartial arbiter between the two local factions engaged in a civil war, the
Nice.
Amphrin and the Trovians. Almaret agreed to take the young Jace, who was just 13 at the time, and mentor him. Under his master's guidance, Jace spent years studying new and increasingly complex magic, as well as honing his telepathic talents.
I'm assuming Jace is going to end up being like a contrast to Nicol Bolas. Like you know, the Jotaro to his Dio, the Jonathan to his Dio, so to speak.
First time in his short life, the boy felt like
Yeah.
he belonged somewhere, and that he was truly appreciated.
Even if it's
by
activated,
someone.
I wouldn't want it personally.
But alas, all this could not last.
Bullshit! Okay, I don't agree with this. If you're described as a prodigy, then wouldn't other people like you? Hold on.
Was truly appreciated by someone.
Doesn't that mean he's already truly appreciated if he's considered a prodigy within? I'm not going back because I don't want to find the minutes and all that.
But alas, all this could not last for too long.
Okay.
After just 2 years of training, Almaret began giving his young apprentice spying duties. Jace had to sneak into both factions' camps and gather military intelligence to report back to his master. During one of his missions,
I guess the
Jace
Sphinx isn't
tried,
very peaceful.
as he usually did from time to time, up to now without ever being successful, to penetrate the mind of Almaret. Only this time, Jace succeeded. And in breaching his mentor's mind, the young wizard discovered a shocking truth about his own past. Several months earlier, the primal energy of another worldly spark had awakened within him. It had showed him the hidden truth of a multiverse composed of an infinite number of planes of existence.
Whoa. What's going on here? So his Sphinx Master is a bad guy? Makes sense. He's not a human. Fuck anyone who isn't a human. Also, that says Joda. All knowledge, past and future, is etched upon reality. Every answer we seek is out there, hidden only to the limits of our mind. Isn't Joda who we just what? Whatever.
Jace was one of the legendary planeswalkers, mythological creatures capable, or so the ancient tales told, of walking through the blind eternities that separated the various worlds.
Fire.
As if this wasn't enough, Onret, his master, the closest thing Jace had to a father, knew everything.
Didn't he not? Sorry, I swear it was his father who took him to this guy.
The Sphinx kept the truth from his pupil.
Like Son, I think that's it. Either a bum or a fraud. Yeah, for real. Hold on, I need to go back because I swear they spoke about us having a father before.
But to fully understand it, we'll have to go back to time immemorial. And Jace Bellerin was his name, and Someone's Crossing, his birthplace. From the earliest years of his life, it was clear to everyone
Yeah,
that
Vrin's plot prodigy.
Very rare gift, telepathy. In order to educate the young boy and direct his talents, Jace's father took him to Almaret.
Yeah, Jace's father took him there. What do you mean he didn't feel like his own father was his father?
Acted as an impartial arbiter between the two local factions.
Also, impartial, my ass.
Tales told of walking through the blind eternities that separated the various worlds. As if had to a father, knew everything. And
closest thing you had to a father. You have a father. You have a dad. What do you mean?
Only had the Sphinx kept the truth from his pupil, but he had also repeatedly erased his memory whenever they would come back. In addition to that, it was later revealed that Almaret was in fact manipulating the two warring factions of Rin by secretly providing intelligence to both of them. This, in turn, allowed him to keep the tide of the conflict unchanged, enriching himself from the sale of information while preserving his status.
Maybe he has two fathers, yeah.
In the eyes of all. With Almaret's terrible nature revealed, Jace challenged his master to a telepathic duel. The two wizards fought for days, but eventually, at the cost of much of his sanity and memories, Jace disintegrated his master's mind, rendering him unable to breathe.
Brain fuck. I will say though, also another thing on telepathy, and this is mainly due to my experience with the X-Men, it feels like brain rape. I apologize for using that word to YouTube, but that's the only way I can describe it. It feels like you're getting assaulted. Like, the way they describe it, I would hate it. Absolutely hate it. If I allowed you in there and you went only for the thing I allowed you to look at, then it'd be fine, but, well, they never fucking do that. That's the problem.
The extreme effort, both physical but above all emotional and mental, that this duel required of Jace was too great to bear.
Brain
right,
right,
the reignition of his planeswalker's spark.
Nice.
The mentalist lost consciousness during the walking and, unaware of what had just happened, he awoke in the marvelous streets of the plain-wide city of Ravnica.
Whoa! Alright. Origins over. Agents of Sacrifice. This moment it's Tezzeret then, I guess.
Time, Jace settled down on Ravnica.
The Mind Sculptor.
The wizard enriched himself.
It doesn't. Okay, his name doesn't need to go that fucking hard, alright? The Mind Sculptor is phenomenal.
In orthodox ways and led a comfortable life for some time. His main source of income was...
Hold on. For all our lofty talk of keeping watch, we had no idea what we were getting into. So I guess this is meant to represent post the creation of Gatewatch. Your mind was a curious mix of madness and genius. I just took away the genius.
Penetrating the minds of local noble lords to discover their secrets and subsequently extort money from them in exchange for his silence.
It sounds like he's no better than his master, to be fair. Yeah, pretty much. It's fucking annoying.
During one of his jobs, Jace was approached by a...
Unironically, one of the reasons why going to the X-Men is probably one of the worst ideas for any fanfic character. Because either you don't write them well, or your story becomes a horror story very, very quickly. Because someone with ideas about how the X-Men function, well... If you've seen the Spider-Man image of Spider-Man calling them all a bunch of fucking wanking cunts, you'll know what I mean. Basically, that's how it would go.
A merchant organization who was interested in offering Jace a business partnership. The organization was called the Infinite Consortium, and its leader, Tezzeret. After an initial moment of hesitation, Jace agreed to collaborate with Tezzeret, putting his telepathic skills at the disposal of the consortium. In the years that followed,
I feel like I haven't seen enough characters in Magic who are genuinely just like people who are perfectionists, but in a negative to them sort of way. Like someone who's like just stuck in their head or procrastinates a ton, or someone who's depressed and just can't leave their bed or something. I can't think of any Magic characters at the moment that I've seen so far that are like that. But I guess it's definitely going to be less common.
Jace held various.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. Every time these fuckers meet anyone, they just rate their minds, and it doesn't stop. All the X-Men are also unpleasant people to be around. Holy shit. All of them are unpleasant to be around, truly. Other than maybe some of the characters in the later stages, like Gambit or Cyclops, like later down the line. I can't think of any other ones that are pleasant to actually talk to.
His jobs for the consortium, always accompanied and aided by his partner and friend, Kalis Roka.
Before you talk about Kalis, also, again, this guy's a massive hypocrite.
Master of
We're humans, we're hypocrites, but still.
Notably, during his first year of service, Jace recovered an encrypted scroll called the Dragon Scroll, which the Pyromancer planeswalker Chandra Nalaar had earlier stolen from the Sanctum of Stars in Kefalai.
So I have eyes, and I can see that that does not say the Dragon Scroll, but it said Scroll of Fate. So I assume that later on we're going to find out it's called the Scroll of Fate, or you're lying to me. Ugin, our stories define real reality. Nice.
Keep in mind this information, as it will come in handy later.
Okay.
Soon, however, the cruelty and total lack of scruples that characterized the work of the consortium made the mentalist come to his senses, and he began to feel remorse for his actions.
Good.
The situation got even worse when, following the failure of a mission entrusted to him directly by Tezzeret, Jace was tortured and savagely beaten by the Asperite Artificer.
What? Hold on. Sorry, you just caught me off guard there. All of a sudden, he's just getting tortured and beaten for failing one mission. The fuck?
But Jace's problems had just begun.
Loki, I'm like with Nicol Bolas. I'm already fucking seeing where he's coming from. I know why he ends up the way he does, and I'm understanding already why reality fracture happens. Because imagine if he was in a reality where his, adoptive father wasn't a cunt. Imagine if he was in a reality where Tezzeret wasn't a retard, and so on and so forth.
A short time later, Tezzeret was summoned by the all-powerful Nicol Bolas, the original founder of the consortium, to settle a mining dispute over an unknown plane. The Artificer, suspicious of this summon and distrustful of Bolas, decided to take Jace with him, entrusting the Mentalist with the...
If you heard the word mutant, what kind of powers do you think you would associate or think would have? I just thought something limited to human ability. Yeah, I mean, even the name is just weird, because the only reason they called mutants is because they got the X gene. But wouldn't it make more sense if they were all called X-Men instead of mutants then? I don't know, it's a weird one. Mutants are really weird in terms of what they are, but I also have to say that I feel like the bad rep they get is because they're bad people. Like the bad rep isn't coming from nowhere. It's not like, oh yeah, all the Marvel characters decided they're gonna hate on this one group of people because they've got mutations in a universe with a bunch of superpowers. No, it's because these specific group of people who have the X gene are complete cunts all the fucking time, or have god complexes, or have problems. They're all fucking annoying. They're all terrible people to be around. One can control the weather, yeah, and she's one of the ones who makes herself into a goddess in Africa. Magnetic field, yeah, he's the one who ends up killing a lot of people, constantly. The F universe will help the hello. That's something. Yeah, in those cases, yeah, that's more cosmic. I guess the idea is meant to be that the X gene is like enhancing some trait that person has to the max. Like maybe controlling the weather is meant to be like how some people can kind of feel it once the weather's about to change. I find sometimes if my knee starts hurting or my head starts hurting, it will like start raining or something after there's been a bit of a drought. Magnetic fields, we have a magnetic field, so I guess that could be it. Time travel one, I'm not too sure on. Maybe it's the idea that they're like pushing themselves to fourth dimensional. It could be that. I don't really know though. It feels like it's a bit of an abstract concept, to be fair. What the X gene is meant to be. It feels more like a biological concept rather than an actual biological trait. If that makes sense. Like it allows them to access concepts somehow. because the DNA aspect of it is in itself a concept latching to them. In the same way how, you know, Scott has the power of the punch dimension in his eyes. He doesn't have laser beams, he has punch dimension beams. He is simply punching you with his eyes. His eyeballs are punching you. I know I'm repeating myself, but I feel like I need to emphasize that. It makes no fucking sense. Laser beams, I can't accept either, to be fair. But at least I'm used to it. But anyway, the X-Stream makes no sense. But somehow every single X-Stream user or carrier is an asshole in some way, or just unpleasant to be around.
Task of staying alert and possibly prepare to defend both of them from an hypothetical mental attack by the dragon. The meeting eventually took place, and Bolas attempted indeed to penetrate the minds of the two men. Jace tried in vain to resist and was miserably destroyed. But again, this was only the first of his problems.
He got brain back shots. I feel bad for him.
Because eventually the two men managed to escape, and the wrath of the cruel Tezzeret was not slow to pour on Jace, who was tortured for weeks for failing in the task.
Jesus Christ!
Finally,
Tezzeret just fucking loves beating Jace up. Goddamn.
the real breaking point came when Jace refused to carry out entirely a new task given to him by Tezzeret. Outraged, Tezzeret reasoned that the Mentalist was no longer a useful asset to the Consortium and, as such, it should have been eliminated.
Dun, dun, dun.
Almost instantaneously, all Consortium forces were deployed with a single task:
Kill Jace.
find and kill Jace Beleren.
Yeah. And it's high dimension of kinetic energy and it's only his eyes. Imagine if he could use it literally anywhere else. He carries it to his fist and just fucking bam. Whole dimension of kinetic energy in your face.
Frightened and panicked, Jace did what any other man or woman would do. He took his only friend Callus with him and fled to the farthest reaches of Ravnica in an
Is Callus not real? Because, like, he hasn't shown any pictures of Callus. Or am I tripping?
attempt to lose the Consortium spies. During their travels, the two came across the seductive and beautiful necromancer Liliana Vess, with whom
Would, but also fucking hell.
Jace eventually had a torrid affair.
What?
Liliana Vess, with whom Jace eventually had a torrid affair.
Tory to fab. I mean, they fucked, I assume.
Unbeknownst to Jace and manipulated by Nicol Bolas himself, Liliana betrayed her lover and revealed Jace and Callus' hiding place to Tezzeret. In the battle that ensued, Jace narrowly escaped with his life, while his partner and only friend Callus died.
Jesus Christ!
6 months later, Liliana tracked down the Mentalist once more and urged him to engineer his revenge against Tezzeret so as to finally be free from him and avenge the poor Callus in the process. What followed was a long period of Jace and Tezzeret plotting to kill each other. On one
Oh,
side,
my boy.
Tezzeret was not willing
Paris,
to tolerate the
Crashing, you just let me
insubordination
through.
and impudence of an arrogant brat unable to do what he was told, while Jace just wanted to finally be free of Tezzeret and the Consortium.
Jason didn't want his fucking friend to die. I feel like that's quite simple, isn't it? Also, goddamn. Man's got a chiseled fucking chin.
Finally, Jace, always
I feel like my
supported
quality's quite low. Hold on. No, it's max.
and advised by Liliana, decided to launch a decisive attack against Tezzeret's base. Unfortunately, nothing went as planned that day.
Yeah, no shit.
The attack failed. Jace was imprisoned, and Liliana's betrayal came to light. In the months that followed, Jace endured unspeakable torment and endless torture.
Fucking hell,
as
it won't.
struggled to construct an artifact which was capable of controlling his prisoner's mind without harming his psychic abilities. One day, against all
It just sounds like hell for this dude already. Again, the fact that he wants to shatter reality and make a new world of his own so that he can not, you know, suffer in it or his friends won't suffer in it is fully understandable. I completely get it. The most interesting thing about it would be I'm looking forward to seeing how the guy we watched last time, Adriana, the Battle Beast, Magical Battle Beast, whatever his name is. I'm curious how he ends up because I saw a little picture of him where he's like wearing armor and stuff.
odds, Jace was approached in his cell by Liliana Vess, who desperately tried to explain the reasons for her actions to her beloved. The necromancer.
Also, she fell for him as well. Okay, that's good. At least she felt some level of disgust towards herself. That's good. That's good.
Whose heart was sincere, and to prove it, she helped the mentalist escape from the terrible prison in which Tezzeret had confined him.
She's like, hey, I know you've been tortured for like a year because of me, and you've been getting like brain fucked, but you know, I'm here. I love you. I'll help you. Bitch, where were you? Would you learn from Emily's mistake or just ignore it? I've forgotten what I just fucking said, I'll be honest with you. What? Who is the enemy?
Necromancer's heart was sincere, and to prove it, she helped the mentalist escape from the terrible prison in which Tezzeret had confined him. Finally, Jace and Tezzeret met one last time on the battlefield.
Why does this look like a biblical image of like the Archangel Gabriel fucking murdering someone?
This time, however, Jace managed to get the upper hand.
Hold on. Just to explain my thought process. Does that this image, The Seven Works of Mercy by Caravaggio, would I learn from my enemy's mistake or would I ignore it? If he makes a mistake, I'm attacking him back. Like, if we're talking about in like a fictional verse where we're fighting, I would be like, or whatever Jace is doing, I would probably try and learn from it. I don't know. I'd try and fight him with it. I don't really know what you mean by learn from it, because if you mean, it depends on the setting. What are we talking about? Like IRL, my enemy's mistake would be, I don't know, drinking a beer before an exam. I probably wouldn't drink a beer before an exam after seeing that, but I probably wouldn't have done that anyway. So, I don't know. If it's like an enemy's mistake as in you're in physical combat, and he fucking punched you incorrectly. I don't know. I haven't been on many. I haven't been in a physical fight for quite a while. I would probably either try not to punch him the same way, or because he's punched me wrong, I'm going to punch him in the face. So I guess it would be like an ignore it if it's something basic, like a normal studious sort of thing. I don't know, it's a weird question. I can't think of it applying to my own life. I think of it in a fictional scenario, since we're reading fictional stories, and it doesn't really change too much. Surprisingly enough, like, if we're talking about Jace versus Tezzeret here, if Tezzeret had made a mistake and one of his things were located, well, there's a certain level where it becomes paranoia. Like, if the reason why is because something was forgotten and you just start trying to keep track of everything and all things all at once, then it's a bad thing to do. Because you can learn from the mistake. I don't really know how you can learn from the mistake in that case, because it was a mistake, it was an accident. So in that sort of event, I would probably ignore it, because then you get obsessed with the idea and you can't stop getting away from it. And you're constantly thinking and you're never actually doing actions because you're too busy doing bureaucratic nonsense. But if the idea is the mistake is just not having friends, then I guess, yeah, you see that, you're like, okay, that guy failed because he didn't have a community, so I'm going to grow my own community. Yeah, that's my answer. AKA, it depends on the context.
Right, Planeswalker, and eradicated all memories.
If it was with no other information, I'd love to say I would learn from it, but honestly, most of the time, because on average, more times that you're going to be making a mistake, they're going to be things that like you can't really learn from, I would just ignore it. It's also a lot easier to learn from your own mistakes rather than someone else's. Maybe if the idea is that they've forgotten something, you could just simply have it so that you're better organized. So I guess that could be an easy way to fix it. I don't know. Watching Seeds, so enemy 1 stole their vehicles because they didn't put a lock / password from the enemy. Okay, so enemy 1 stole the vehicles because the enemy 2 didn't put the password. Sorry. Yeah, because enemy 2 didn't put their password and lock in. And I'm going to guess that enemy 1 also did not put locks and passwords onto their things. See, that's different to your question. If you target someone's weakness, would you make sure you don't have that weakness? Then yeah, you would want to make sure you don't have the same weakness, especially if it's easily fixable.
Tezzeret's mind, thus leaving the Consortium's Walker and eradicated all memories from Tezzeret's mind, thus leaving the Consortium leaderless and doomed to fall.
Nice.
Shortly thereafter, Jace, in an attempt to thank Liliana for helping him in defeating Tezzeret once
What is this fucking image? Why is he kneeling down to her? I'm lost.
all, vowed to help her in any way that it could.
Sorry. That's not going to go well.
Guys, sorry for
Oh,
the
the fuck?
interruption. This is just a super quick break to tell you that this episode was entirely funded and made possible by those of you who have decided to join me.
Join his octopus lair thing if you want. I'm skipping. Okay, now we're on Zendikar.
3 years after retrieving the Dragon Scroll from Chandra, Jace was finally able to decipher parts of it.
Yeah, that's just stupid. If you have actively gone after someone's mistake, I would make sure I don't have the same mistake going on. So yes, my answer is you would learn from your enemy's mistake, yeah. You'd prepare better. It just feels weird if you're going to target their fact that they don't have locks and then not put locks of your own in, just in case, then you're a fucking retard. You're a stupid bastard.
Identifying the location referred to in the text as the Plain of Zendikar.
Oh, okay, so we're going to the... This is... What are they called? This is the big... What the fuck are they called? Eldrazi, a little bit.
And drawn by the sense that an ancient power lurked within the scroll, Jace journeyed to Zendikar, and there he followed in Chandra's footsteps into a hidden cavern deep within the continent of Akum. To his extreme surprise, Jace found Chandra herself within the cave, battling a huge red dragon. Instinctively, Jace tried to help the Pyromancer, but to no avail. Soon,
Yes, I get the question now. My answer is I would learn from it.
The mentalist noticed that his magic was being absorbed by a giant floating hedron in the center of the cave. Jace then, drawing on what little he had managed to decipher from the scroll, yelled at Chandra to create a fire that could not be seen. By using this ancient yet mysterious power, the two were able to defeat the dragon, which was none other than the Tarkirian planeswalker Sarkhan-Vol, before passing out themselves.
Nice.
When he woke up, Jace wondered why the three planeswalkers had found themselves.
I love it when people go unconscious after a fight where they shouldn't have gone unconscious, but I guess they're mages, so whatever.
In this very cave, and at this precise moment. Growingly
It's
suspicious
kind of crazy,
that
isn't it?
something, or someone, had manipulated their actions and paths, Jace left the cave with the intention of informing the sages of the Seagate of Olimar on the Tazim continent of Zendikar of what had happened.
Makes sense.
Very soon, however, Jace realized that something had profoundly changed on Zendikar. Despite his complete ignorance of the plane, he could still feel it in the magical vibrations around him. His suspicions were finally confirmed when the mentalist was attacked by a huge and monstrous alien being. Jace was able to defeat his terrifying foe, and 2 weeks later, the wizard arrived at the lighthouse of Olimar, where he learned parts of the ancient history of the primal world-eating monsters known as the Eldrazi, and reported what had happened at Akum. After that, feeling no need to further his knowledge of the Eldrazi, but rather interested in learning more about the Dragon Scroll, Jace left Zendikar, promising the sages and archivists of Olimar that he would have returned if he had discovered any valuable information on these otherworldly beings.
Return to Ravnica.
After the turmoil of recent years, Jace decided to allow himself
The vehicles and mobile suits, the condoms, yeah. No, I got it.
a time of wondering.
Which makes it even dumber, because it's these military-grade pieces of equipment and they just don't have any fucking... Not even a key to open it. It's crazy.
Neglecting his past obligations and finally returning to the plane that had initially welcomed him after his first planeswalk, Ravnica.
Nice.
However, after some mysterious symbols began to appear throughout the 10th district of the immense plain-white city, Jace became entangled in the complex webs of internal feuds that governed the relations between the 10 guilds among which Ravnica was divided. In the months that followed, Jace befriended the Celestian Health Priestess Amara, navigated the deceptions of the Dimir Guildmaster Lazav, endured the judgment of the Azorius Guildmaster Lavinia, fought a deadly duel with the Izzet Guildmaster Ral Zarek, and discovered the great
I think Ral Zarek's pretty fucking cool, I can't lie. I've said this in another video, but I think the guy's pretty interesting looking. Don't know enough about his lore. Can't remember too much about it, at least, other than what was given in a short bit of it. But I saw some of his cards and they're pretty neat as well. Not too bad strength-wise, I'd say.
truth about the implicit maze and the supreme verdict. In the final stages of the events of the Return to Ravnica block, Jace played a fundamental role in the fate of the entire plane, saving the fortunes of the 10 guilds and the lives of countless people. As a result of this, Jace was declared the new Living Guild Pact, or the living mediator tasked with understanding and accommodating the perspectives of each of Ravnica's 10 guilds in order.
He is very much the main character, Jesus Christ. Yeah, maybe not so much for like the old stuff, but now that we've reached this point, he's 100% the main character. Oh my days. 60 minutes in, we got the main character. We got a true main character moment.
To maintain and ensure peace on the plane. In the years that followed, Jace continued to explore the vast multiverse, moved by his thirst for knowledge, but often his duties as the Living Guild Pact called him back on Ravnica.
Makes sense.
One day, on one of these occasions, Jace clashed with the Gorgon planeswalker Rashka, whose aim was to subdue the great
I will not say my opinions on this character.
mentalist and thus have direct influence over the 10 guilds. Jace defeated Rashka without much trouble, but one thing in particular that the Gorgons said during their fight planted the root of a terrible doubt in the Great Mage's mind. Entrusting Lavinia of the Azorius Syndicate in his absence, the Living Guild Pact Jace Beleren set out to find more information about what had happened to the planeswalker Garruk Wildspeaker.
You don't know what's become of him, do you? Never mind.
I don't know what's gonna happen. Bad things, very clearly.
Planeswalker Garruk Wildspeaker. More information about what had happened to the planeswalker Garruk Wildspeaker.
I can't lie, my brain is shutting down. I think I might have
You
to
don't
take a
know
break
what's
here, just for a little bit. Oh, see, I feel real fucking tired. I'm gonna restart this section. Go back to return to Ravnica. My head's just, I'm gone. Oh goodness. Don't know how I'm feeling. I'm just got hit by tiredness. You know what? Since, God, I feel like I need to move this camera up a little bit just so I'm not feel too ogled. I don't understand how people can show their naked buttholes online. Meanwhile, I can't even fucking just show myself normally. Alright. I just want to open this up and just see what's inside while we wait. I just moved this up, but I have to move directly back down immediately. We just quickly. There we go. So, there's the box. How do they want me to open this up? I think it's just like a bitch. Hold on. I don't want to break it. Hold on. Let's figure out how to do this. I'm a little lost. It doesn't feel like there's a way I can open this normally, unless I'm just being a bit dull. Give me a sec. Because it seems to me like logically there is. Oh, I was just meant to put it from the side. Oh goodness. And I ripped the box because it has a piece of sellotape. God, I'm just too strong. Enlarge myself? I can't do that. My camera for some reason refuses to just do that normally. So, opening it up. Actually, hold on. There's another. No, never mind. It is meant to be from this side. If I just open it up. Ooh. We have the sheet, the actual page that has the actual how to build it. A couple stickers. Piece by piece. There's a lot of them, Jesus Christ. Which is good, because that's what we want. But yeah, damn. Alright. Oh, we also have some like specifically molded apologies. There's some specifically molded pieces. You can see that. like they're all painted and split up. That's quite nice, actually. Got a couple in there. That's really all there is, though. I say all there is, but that is still quite a bit, isn't it? It seems to have, for some reason, inside of it, just a random border. Don't really know why that's there, but, you know, I guess more waste. That's always chill. Let me just put this all back inside, actually, because it takes up space, you know? I want to have a peek through the manual. Feels quite good. It's a different feel to the other ones I did. It's cool to see the whole thing together. Got that sort of stuff. It's got an interesting, if you can tell there. Can you see the black lines a bit? I don't know how well that goes through. I'll enlarge myself. Oh, fucking I'm retarded. Hold on. Yep. Yep. But if you can see, there's these weird little like patterns, starry patterns in between, which is kind of cool. Goes everything pretty nicely. For another look, that's how that looks. It doesn't feel like plasticky. It feels like actual paper, unlike the Gurren Lagann ones. Sorry, unlike the the normal Gunplas. The G-Quox, for example, how that feels. Getting the box back out just because I may have messed up. That's the box. Bit of mess now, but how that looks. Nothing too crazy to look at with these, I don't think. It's just black and red. Pretty standard. The hands, though, you've got quite a few different like designs for them. They're not just black boxes. Sorry, you know, because the Gundam ones, from what I've seen, tend to be. One other cool thing is, sorry, it's very loud. You can see you can actually build the dude who drives the Lazen gun. You can build the Spiral King. I'm saying this in a really weird way. But yeah, the Spiral King is mateable, I guess, in this. I'll fiddle with that in a bit, actually. And the other thing I wanted to show, because I messed up earlier other than stickers. Other thing I want to show is these pieces. So you'll notice you've got like these pre-molded pieces with... I don't think these are painted. I think they're just... Nah, it should be painted, I think. I'm really not certain, because part of me wants to say that these are just like the... they're molded with different colours, but it does feel like they're painted. But yeah, there's a couple other pieces. Just the stuff that has like delicate, sorry, no, has more finicky colours. There's a yellow one, a couple like extra pieces. Some quite sharp pieces here as well. Yeah, no, I've watched all of Gurren Lagann. I'm just talking like a moron. I've watched all of it, don't worry. I haven't just bought this for fun. Well, no, obviously I have, I bought it for fun, but... I haven't just bought some random thing. Just because. I watched all of the... I think it was all of the movies a while back. I'm planning on rewatching it all at some point, just because it has been a solid couple of years. But yeah. Also, you can notice that I feel like I should show this off. It's like this weird purple line thing. This might be just something I've forgotten from the show. But yeah, the sides are the Sparrow King with the Zen gun on one side and on the other side as well. But yeah. What's up, Manny? My chicken loving friend. Chicken loving viewer. We got this really cool picture on the back. Just to show it all off. But yeah. pretty cool. I need to chuck this away actually, or I could keep it, to be fair, as a template for some stuff. That's actually a good idea. Yes, yeah, it was very fire. I like that fight a lot. I actually let me bring it up before I move off of my screen. I drew something in regards to it a long time ago. Well, I say a long time ago. A year or two ago for a competition, sort of. Hold on. So it's a bit blurry because unfortunately I lost all of my stuff during my second year of uni because my hard drive that was gifted to me was actually an old one and fucking blew up. Sorry, no, it didn't blow up. It just stopped working. Apparently, it was very clearly a lot older than I thought it was, and unfortunately, that led to me losing all of my shit. But this is something I made during that time for a competition. I wanted to draw a Lazen gun, straight ramming Gurren Lagann. It's a bit messy. I probably draw it a little bit differently now. Part of me kind of wants to redraw this now as like just in black and white because I keep doing stuff in colored for some fucking reason. But yeah, I also drew it like this because the idea was meant to be different times and different timelines. So I wanted to do it like this. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with how it came out. I actually had it. This one was meant to be like, I don't know, random wooden things that you'd see made by Leonardo. Shut the fuck up, Manny. Yeah, shut your mouth. Tron for for a different kind of futurism, I guess. Elden Ring for like, I don't know. I was thinking like Renaissance stuff. But yeah. A bunch of different fists. I did 2 different versions, one green, one purple, but yeah. I don't have anything to do. I'm out of it. I'm looking a bit tired, and now I need to look after my dog so that she can't lick herself because she's actually managed to bruise herself. You can show Simon through it. I think I did. I showed someone in the machine, I believe. I'm sure a long time ago. 2024, so yeah, about 2 years ago. Brain covered this one up, but yeah, this one I tried showing Simon somehow in it wearing like the Tron armor, but as you can see, it's not super visible given the massive bar of green light. I had a reason for making him red, but I genuinely cannot remember why. Might just be because Simon's always covered in red clothes. Yeah. Not quite Simon, but just the idea of someone sitting in there. Maybe I'll have to redesign it something else. But you know, whenever Tron characters are doing it, Passion is ignoring you. Yes. Because you're being weird. But yeah. The when you're in Tron, for Tron characters, they always run their like suits whenever they go into vehicles and stuff. But yeah, I'm sorry that you're getting ignored, Manny. You have to make up with Prashan. You must have annoyed him. I'm gonna search something up, hold on. Tron. I was trying to go for one of these outfits. I don't know if I did it from memory or not. The fuck? What is this? Weird. Unfortunately, I did not watch Tron Ares because I heard bad things in advance and it just put me off it. But I loved Tron Legacy as a kid, genuinely. My wallet is still Tron Legacy, like a Tron Legacy wallet from that time. Oh wait, no, he's not wearing it. Oh. I don't know. Most of the time, from what I could tell, when they were in battle, they were wearing the Tron things. But now I notice they have that some of them have the face visible, but I feel like that was more of a main character thing than anything. And I don't know how to. I would have to teach myself how. I would have had to teach myself how to do it. The Leto curse, yes, the Leto curse, the Leto, Jared Leto curse. To be honest, I wasn't even against it because of because of Tron having Leto as the figurehead. It was more like every single piece of information that came out about it in terms of the actual content of the story sounded boring as shit and had nothing to do with actual Tron. It did not feel like a continuation of the Tron. I hope I'm existing. I have no idea how to reconcile that. Perhaps there was massive repetition. Alright, Manny. But yeah, I found that the way they were describing the story just sounded bad. It was meant to be some random chick is making something data-wise for the original main character's company, and that was meant to bring the Tron thing into the real world, or this or that. It just felt like a bunch of BS. It felt like the whole thing was built around the idea that there had to be a Mary Sue. Am I going to see No One's All See? I'm not. I'm not fucking watching that. If you want your show, if you were specifically prescribing your show to the idea that it's meant to be based on accuracy to any degree, but you use an incorrect translation of the book as your basis, and every one of your character, well, a lot of your characters have to be someone important, I don't give a shit. Also, this is not Greek at all. What the fuck is this? Jesus Christ. Also, is it just me or is Zendaya getting ugly? I used to not care, but I feel like over the past couple of years, I found her just less and less attractive. Yeah, cosplay movie. I saw someone showing, yeah, the fucking... How is this the 250 million budget fucking Trojan horse? How? What are they going to do? Apparently there's going to be rap music at the end of the movie. At the end of The Odyssey, there's going to be rap music. Fucking nonsense. That does not feel like a historically accurate ship at all, but maybe I could be wrong on. Most of my knowledge is Vikings, which is why I assume it's historically inaccurate. I bet you all of the armor as well is going to be incorrect. Why is he wearing pants? We're in the Odyssey. You should be wearing robes. The fuck? When you think of ancient Greeks, you don't think of them wearing trousers. You think of them wearing, like, you know, a robe, a skirt, whatever. A lot more flowy shit. What is this outfit? Athena? Who is Athena in the Odyssey? That one I don't know. Wait. I thought that this ugly bitch, excuse my language, was Helen of Troy. Why is she Athena? The fuck? This better be a lie. Genuinely, this better fucking be a lie. Alright, hold on. We're about to talk about... Oh, is Achilles... Also, wait, hold on. Why is she playing both of them? Why is this ugly woman playing both? Never mind. Whatever. Oh, is Zendaya meant to be Athena? Okay. I guess that this one is just a lie. Fucking hope not. Okay, so Athena is Zendaya. Isn't Athena meant to be one of the goddesses of beauty? She's meant to be a goddess of beauty and war. Oh, alright. Elliot Page is Sinon. No. Menelaus is John Barenfeld. I think that's pretty valid. Menelaus is good cast, I would say. And then Melantho is Mia Goth. Who? Where are your eyebrows? Why does she not have eyebrows? I'm not even trying to look at for like the perspective of DEI or anything. I just think that these people aren't the right. they're not even the right choices in the first place. And then when you introduce DEI on top of that, it gets even worse. Because if I remember correctly, early on, Christopher Nolan was commenting that his thing was going to be very historically accurate or accurate to the books. Nothing here is accurate. The Oscar is literally holding Batman back from where he's meant to be. What, a manhole? So yeah, Achilles before was Brad Pitt, and now Achilles is Elliot Page. Yeah. That's crazy. So it's just a crazy downgrade. You go from Brad Pitt, who is fucking... That is Achilles, you know? To... Twigs over here. I'm not sure if the Oscar is holding him back. I remember... Was it Nolan, the one that posted this? Hold on. I think it was Nolan. Hold on, I think it's on Twitter. Christopher Nolan says he told his son he removed his Oscars from his office while writing The Odyssey because it felt daunting to look at. His son replied, "But you didn't win any for writing." Yeah. There is a reason why he never gets praised for his writing. He only gets praised for his dynamicism from, you know, for using a shitload of money to do his thing. Let's just look at some random different depictions of Achilles, just real quick. So, this is an image of Achilles, a sculpture of him. A muscular man, curly locks, with his shield and sword. Alright. Shit, I could fucking play this better than bloody Elliot Page. I need to be in the gym for a while, let's be honest here. But me in the gym for a couple weeks is very different to Elliot Page in the gym for a couple weeks, you know? Another image. Yeah, it's a big beefy dude. Alright, that's what we're getting here. Probably curly hair, given that they're Greek and they live by the sea. So it makes sense. It makes sense. Lots of, you know, it's just a bunch of big buff dudes. If we search up just some depictions in media, just like how else has this guy been depicted? That is not helpful at all, but it still depicts basically the same thing. This is the FGO version. Not accurate at all, don't get me wrong, in terms of appearance, but it's still a tall, buff dude in these sorts of images. You know, he clearly is athletic. He's clearly what he's meant to be, even if he doesn't have curly hair. But FGO is made by Japanese people, so what the fuck do you expect? On the Wikipedia, you've got more pictures of him being like this. Crazy. Anyway, so we're getting... He really wants to please Oscar or someone, yeah. He's always... His whole goal is just the Oscars. He just wants to glaze the shit out of the Oscars. Oh, goodness. Yeah, if you compare Elliot Page to Elliot Page, 6'2" dude. He has green hair, but we ignore that for a second. 6'2" dude, covered in muscle. You know, he's got his spear in hand. He's got his chariot. His outfit is clearly not directly correlated, but it feels, I don't know, it feels weird, but whatever. Compared to Elliot Page. Do we have any, is there any page? Elliot Page, Achilles. Have we seen Elliot Page yet in the armor, or have we not seen it at all? AI. This is also AI, I'm pretty sure. Do we have no images of Elliot Page yet? Sorry. Damn. Elliot Page looks so much older. Holy shit. Yeah, that's doesn't look like a 39-year-old, that's for sure. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have any pictures of Elliot Page as Achilles for a while. Unless, maybe for the ads. Yeah, the ads probably will have something. Oh, is this a real one? Is in the trailers, okay. I mean, just looking at this one. Page looks very old in this image. Weathered, wrinkled, like... This is not a young man going through, you know, the Odyssey. This is a old person. looks like Elliot's in the 40s. Anyway, you know, I should stop there because otherwise I'm just going to get too into. I'm too easy to anger, you know. For real. Gosh. I don't know what to do now. I'm kind of too out of it to go back to watching the video. Not really mentally there anymore. I might scroll through my collection for a second, just thinking about it. Alright, so those are my selections that I could use for the commander. So fucking random, man. Yeah. The reason I'm on this is just because I'm planning making another deck with my physical cards, and currently I've got in mind to make a red-green deck, as you can tell from me bringing up red-green, because essentially I just got a shitload of red-green cards recently. Also, I love Atla, and I do kind of want to make this into my commander, but I thought I'd give a peek as to what else I have first. I definitely think she's up there, for sure. When she enters, she does earth bending, and then land creatures get double strike, which is pretty nice. Also, the T-Rex. So this is it's Gwyneth, firstborn of Gishaf. It's a legendary creature dinosaur with haste. It's 2 mana. Haste. When it's the battlefield, you may pay 2 mana. When you do, target dinosaur you control deals damage equal to its power to another target creature. Which, don't get me wrong, pretty good. However, not that good. It's not good enough to be a commander. I don't know why this one exists, to be honest. This is another picture of it. It's a Velociraptor, not a T-Rex, or it's a baby T-Rex maybe. Not too sure actually. What else do we have? We have, if you play Final Fantasy, this is a Final Fantasy card. Balthier and Fran, Human Rabbit. Vehicles you control get +1/+1 have vigilance and reach. Whenever a vehicle created by Balthier and Fran this turn attack, If it's the first combat phase of the turn, you may pay 1/1/1. If you do, after this phase, there's an additional combat phase. It's not too bad, but I personally dislike vehicles. Sorry, not vehicles. I dislike artifacts. I don't like using artifacts. I think they're demented. So if I can avoid them, I will. Then we have Blaster, Combat DJ, a Transformer. Quite ironic coming off of what I just fucking said. More than meets the eye, you may cost it for a converted cost. Convert it when you put one or more +1/+1 counters on it. Other non-token artifact creatures and vehicles you control modular 1. They enter back with an additional +1/+1 counter, and then when they die, you may put their +1/+1 counters on another artifact creature. Probably wouldn't use it, I'll be honest. Whoa, that's cool looking. I'm disappointed I don't have it. Jesus. How do I flip it? There's got to be a way, right? Am I tripping? Okay, so it becomes a boombox. Modular 3, so it comes in with 3. Okay. Where's Optimus Prime? I don't have Optimus Prime, unfortunately. This is just my collection. I won that one from a giveaway, so I haven't gotten any other Optimus Prime stuff. But I can bring him up. So we have Optimus Prime Hero, and Optimus Prime Inspiring Leader. Trample Indestructible would be put into graveyard from everywhere, reveal Optimus Prime and shuffle it into its owner's library instead. And then its alternate form, which is an artifact creature. Trample Indestructible, if it would be put into the graveyard from anywhere, reveal Optimus Prime and shuffle it onto its owner's library instead. It's an 11/11 Trample Indestructible, colorless. Optimus Prime Hero. More than meets the eye, you may cast it for its converted cost. At the beginning of each end step, bolster 1. Choose a creature to give. Choose a creature with the least toughness among creatures control and put +1/+1 counter on it. And when it dies, it returns under its owner's control, transformed into Optimus Prime Autobot Leader. Living Metal, as long as it says turn, the vehicle is also a creature. Trample, whenever you attack, bolster 2. The chosen creature gains trample until end of turn. When that creature deals combat damage to play this turn, convert Optimus Prime. So yeah, not too bad. Theoretically, you could just have an immortal Optimus Prime. And then we finally have Optimus Prime Inspiring Leader. I don't know if this one flips. Turn target permanent you can control to its other face. And until end of turn, Optimus Prime Inspiring Leader becomes constructed with base power and toughness 6/6, and creatures you control gain trample. I mean, you can kind of use them together. To be fair, you can use all 3 in one deck, which is quite funny to think about. I think also Megatron's obviously in this here. Megatron, Phyrexian Golem, and Megatron Tyrant. Also Megatron Destructive Force. So yeah. Pull the app on my part. Another Final Fantasy character, Gladiolus Amicitia. Enters search your library for a land card, put into the battlefield, tapped and shuffle. Whenever land you control enters, another target creature you control gets +2/+2 and gains trample until end of turn. Not too bad at all. Alright, you two, have a great time. I'm going to finish going through this, and I'm also going to end my stream myself, so yeah, have a good sleep. Have a good one. I'll try to be careful with the heat. If you've got much heat, also try to be careful. Yeah, have a good one. This is pretty good, to be fair. Hey, Loki might be this one or Toph. Alright. Helena and Elena, partners. First strike, reach, and at the beginning of combat on your turn, put X ++1 counters on another type creature you control, where X is Helena and Elena's power. This creature gains haste and turn to turn. It's not too bad. I'll think about it. Certainly up there. It's not bad or anything. Radha. Ah, yes, I've looked at this one before. First strike. She gets buffs based on the amount of land you control, but it's quite expensive, so you couldn't just pull her out immediately and use that. But anyway, you wouldn't be able to. You may look at the top card of your library anytime, and you may play lands from the library, top of your library. Also not too bad. I don't think I'd want her as my commander, though. That's the problem, because she's a bit too There's a bit too little she can do as a commander. I wouldn't mind her being in my deck, but commander not so much. Ralph and Mikey Troublemakers. Trample, haste. Whenever Ralph and Mikey attack, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Put that card into battlefield, taps and attacking, and the rest of the bottom of your library in random order. Okay. Again, not too bad. If I had another character that was making it so I had multiple like turns or something, this would be phenomenal. But I don't. So plus it's really expensive, which means if it dies, I'm spending even more money to get it out. Sorry, even more mana to get it out. So again, I feel like this one I wouldn't use as my main commander. I'd probably use it as a additional cap. Honestly, most of these, other than this one, which requires dinosaurs, aren't too bad to put in my deck. I'd probably put this one there, this one, this one. Yeah, I don't think I'd go for either of these twits. Because I don't really want to. I don't want to use an excuse to put vehicles and artifacts in. Ruby Daring Tracker attacks while you can control a creature of power 4 or greater. Ruby gets +2/+2 and turn turn. I can also tap her for mana. Again, it's a cool card to have as addition, but I do really think that these are my 3 best cards for a actual deck leader. So yeah, I'll ask my friend what he thinks. But yeah, no one's watching at the moment, so yeah, it is what it is. I'm going to tomorrow probably start streaming Gundam again. I'm going to build a Lazen gun, and that should be fun. I also might do a stream some point to go through my current decks and just try and reorganize them, but I'm also doing that off stream, so maybe not. Then what else? I don't know, there isn't much to talk about. They've got all at me. I need to finish that magic video, but I'm done for today. I can't do it. It's 5 o'clock now, so I think I'm going to dip. Have a great day, morning, night, evening, whatever it is for you. Till au revoir. Bye-bye.